Experiences and viewpoints of motherlode women, the show features a rotating cast of 4 women of all ages and from all walks of life. Quick, upbeat, and fast-paced with a variety of topics, this one-hour show will be aired live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. Tune in, it's Just Between Us.
Good morning and welcome to Just Between Us, and it is a lovely, lovely day here in the TSPN studios. We have 2 great ladies, 2 of our regulars that are with us today, so we're going to get started right away. I'm Susie from Volcano.
I'm Sandy from Jackson.
And I'm Marta from Jackson and Ione.
All right.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias is right. Sandy.
We're going to do,
you got to do the
okay, I'll do the dice. And
you can hand me 2 and...
you go ahead and take 2.
Okay, I take 2.
There we go. I'm not awake. It's early in the morning, people. And the first one is...
reality shows. Whoa.
Number 5. Oh, God.
If you could meet anyone who has done a reality show, who would you choose?
Okay, and the next one?
Terrorism.
Exciting.
Terrorism.
Oh, no. Number 2. Really?
Do you feel that as a citizen you are alert and educated about the possibility of terrorism?
Okay. You need to be more alert about the reality show, people.
Okay.
We're going to take a very short break. We're going to come back and hit you up with these 2 topics. Please stay with us.
Just Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage.
Welcome back to Just Between Us, and we're getting ready to discuss our first 2 topics. So, Sandy, what's our first one?
Reality shows.
Yeah.
If you could meet anyone who has done a reality show, who would you choose?
I think I have met a lot of them that have not been in reality shows.
That should be on them.
They should
you
be
know,
on.
there's a lot of them that would be fun to meet. I'll tell you one. It's an old one. When Tommy Lee went to college, the musician Tommy Lee, he was he was married to
Pamela Anderson.
Yes. That kid, when you see him perform and you think Tommy Lee, all the tats, this and that, but if you watched him and you listened to him, he was a very intelligent young man, and he was getting his education. He was really something. You know, he's totally different than what you perceive him to be. I think it would be fun to meet somebody like that.
Well, I only watched like 2 reality TV shows. I watched Gold Rush, Alaska, where they pan for gold up there.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And then I watched Pawn Stars.
Yeah.
And the guy that on Gold Rush, I would like to meet Todd Hoffman, because I'm going to say, you're such an idiot. Why would anybody want to battle with you? Because you do things so stupidly, you idiot. You went to Guyana last year and nearly died, for crying out loud. That's the only one I like
the HGTV, some of those. I don't know if you can call them. They're not reality. But I mean, the do-it-yourself, you know, the...
How in the world can they afford to do those?
Because the sponsors pay for it.
I know. I swear to God, if I was going to relocate to one of those locations that they have those shows and doing a fixer-upper, I would put in for that.
I would be walking really slow in Lowe's and let them come up to me. That's where they go.
You know, since they started all that stuff, I think our country has gone down the drain.
Well, it has, yes.
We had the best reality show in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, you know, the thing is that I think, how do people come up with this stuff? Is it real?
Oh,
you know, it's like, I don't watch that stuff.
Naked and afraid, and you're running around in the wilds of Africa with no clothes on? Bug bites.
There's been times where you know, I'm changing the channels.
Yeah.
And the Jerry show comes on.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, that makes me so sick. I just think...
I think they're salted.
Who watches this? Who makes the time to listen to this stuff?
A lot of people do. That's the thing. People have gotten away from variety shows, and they like the reality. They like the real...
I'm the odd. I just love documentaries. I love documentaries.
I love PBS.
I do too. But then we have the reality show of Honey Boo Boo. Now,
that's
have you
girl.
I didn't even know who that was.
That's my kid.
I saw it. It was like,
but I was shocked.
But it's. Have you heard that they've stopped filming on it because
Yes.
Mama
June.
whatever her name was, has now hooked up with an old flame of hers who molested somebody as a child in her
Yes.
family, did time, and now he's out. And she left whatever his name was. The
Sugar Bear.
Sugar, thank you. She knows that this is about
Chubs.
and,
I know them all.
and I just want to smack the little kid.
Oh,
But anyway,
She needs to be stepped down.
I'm sitting there going, now, I am not from the South. I am a Californian. I admit it. But those people do not reflect
No, they're not.
the
no,
Southern.
No.
Most of the people I know in the South,
No, they're
my relatives in
embarrassed.
the South,
They'd be embarrassed of that. I
It's-
mean,
it's just-
that's the reason why. As a matter of fact, Cam, one time we were talking before the show, and Cam goes, "Susie, you ever seen Honey Boo Boo?" I said, "No, I'd never seen any of that before." He goes, "Watch it." So one night I'm flipping through the channel. I said, "Oh, John, there's that show coming on. Here comes Honey Boo Boo." Cam said to watch it. Well, we turned it on and we watched like the first episode. John goes, "I can't believe there's people loose in this country like this." I said, "Honey, this is the real deal." I mean, I've never seen such bizarre behavior in my life.
Some of it has to be scripted. I mean, a lot of it. I think most of the
When you
reality
have to have
shows now are
caption-
scripted.
When you have to have captions for somebody that was born and raised in the United States, you got a problem. I mean, I know people say I have an accent and stuff, and I don't pick it up, but now I would like to meet the women from New Jersey. See, those people are my my Jersey girls.
The Jersey girls.
Those are my peeps. I like them.
I've never watched any of the Real Housewives of.
Oh, I like them.
I can't relate to these women. These women do not look like the women I look at. I mean, they're svelte. They got diamonds. They're dripping with money and all this stuff. I don't hang with those people. I can't.
No, I would never hang with them. I would just think it would be fun. I mean, the question is, would you like to meet them? And I say, yeah, I think it would be fun to meet and to say, are you really for real? Yeah, I mean,
Well,
That's
one
not
of
what
them's gone to jail.
She's going to jail. She and
Yeah,
her
her and
husband,
her
in
husband,
January.
Those are not the words I would use.
Yeah, really. We got to move on, kid.
Oh,
And the
from
next
reality show, let's go to terrorism.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you feel that as a citizen you are alert and educated about the possibility of terrorism?
I think that a lot of people still do not believe that we are going to see another major event in our country.
I think they forgot about it.
And I think, well, now remember before 9/11, they hit the Twin Towers before, and people don't even, they go, they did? Yeah, they did.
Does anybody remember Oklahoma? Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's domestic terrorism.
That's domestic terrorism.
Now, when I worked with the police department, I was involved in a unit that handled domestic terrorism.
Yeah.
So when 9/11 occurred, even though it was foreign terrorists, I've been expecting this for a lot of years because simply things that I read
Absolutely.
for many,
and
many
we knew,
years
and
ago.
we knew it was coming.
Yeah.
We knew it.
The method they used, no, I wasn't
was
prepared.
shocking.
That I didn't even think in my mind
No.
to use that. What I'm waiting for now is them hitting one of those big giant cruise ships. That would definitely
that or
those
something-
6,000 people on those
or
cruise
rapid,
ships.
something of rapid transit. What do you think? Do you think that we're going to get an event here?
Well, the way that I feel is that everybody's so jealous of the United States. Everybody hates the United States, but everybody uses our help. Everybody needs us.
Sure.
That's what aggravates me, that everybody, hates the United States, but who do they call the first, when they get in trouble? It's like, come on. And I have so many questions about, why are we helping all this? Yeah, because we have treaties. Well,
Yeah.
if we did the treaties, why can't we change the treaties?
Well, we do.
You know?
The United States does have to change a lot of things, but unfortunately, we're in situations like they say, well, with Russia, our government's always backing down from Putin and blah, 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 blah. Okay, Putin is one of the main sources of energy in Europe.
Yep.
Okay, so we have to, again, we butt up against a situation like that. The unfortunate thing is that our world has shrunk now. It's not this vast oceans and taking ships here and there and dealing with these foreign countries. We are now one big unit. And what this country does, even though they are our enemy, they'll go against our ally, but then they'll come around and they'll go again with another enemy, and you can't do anything about it.
That's called world politics.
It is.
But the thing that gets me is, if I was ISIS, I wouldn't do a big major like Al-Qaeda did. I would do and put out and hit small towns like Jackson or stuff and cause terror. You go into a town, you kill a lot of people, you kill everything that's living in a town.
Well, you have sports venues, you have your transits, you have your schools.
They're too highly.
Well, now you're really thinking evil. You really?
No.
Oh my God!
No, because they have.
Yes, I know.
You have to remember,
I know.
they don't care if they bomb a hospital. They don't care if they take out a school. They don't care about children.
No. ISIS is into guerrilla warfare, and in guerrilla warfare, you spread terror. That's the whole thing. You do little kinds of things across the country.
The thing is that we talk about all the bad things that could happen. Why don't we talk about how can we prevent those things? I mean, how can we be aware? Who are they? What do they look like? Where are they? What do we do?
We're a free society.
What is it that we're supposed to be looking
Well,
for?
we listen to
chatter.
Which is, they listen on, if you put certain words in your computer, from what I gather, or
it triggers someplace.
It triggers somewhere,
and then they can, one of the alphabets.
They can monitor, and then they figure, no, you were just, they watch you after a time. They get, believe me, our country is a lot smarter than people give us credit for. But then on the other hand, we're a lot slower on the uptake than we should be.
Everybody might think that I'm crazy, but I still believe in our country.
Oh, I do too.
I don't believe in some of our government politicians because of what they do. Because look at what they do on TV now that they've run in for something.
Well,
all they talk is about money.
I won't even listen.
But all they talk is about money.
Politicians lie to get elected.
Is that what politics are there for? To just make money? They're not there to protect us and to do the things that are right for us?
When you say politicians, you're saying egos, because I don't care who they are, at the state level, at the government level.
Well, I know a couple of politicians
to get
from Sacramento, and I know they are honest men, working hard for the people. I do know a couple of people.
But the only way to get something done when you're a politician is you got to make backdoor deals. If you want, say, something for your community, you got to give something to somebody else to go along with you to get the vote.
Is that called lobbying?
Before we have to move,
sort of.
Before we move on, it's a situation now. All the Democrats that were backing Obama, that are running up term, they're running like rats. They don't.
Well, because they don't want association.
There you go.
If they get reelected, then they're back in his fold again.
There you go. So it's all. What can it do for me?
Yeah.
We're ready for 2 topics.
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay. I got the signal. Okay, the first
shortcomings.
One. Okay.
Oh, I can
Number
say a lot. I can say a lot.
Number one. Number one. Number one.
I'm looking.
Read.
What is one of your shortcomings?
Okay.
That was it?
That was it. And the next
I was looking through the whole
and
thing.
the next one?
Divorce.
Oh.
D-I-V-O-R-C-E.
Oh, Tammy Wynette.
Number 3.
3? What do you find acceptable to divorce someone?
What?
What? Who wrote it? I didn't write it.
Say that again.
Read it again.
Say that again.
What do you find acceptable to divorce someone?
What do you find is acceptable?
Well, you don't have is.
Well, I didn't write it.
Oh, well, I don't.
I didn't do that one. We're going to take a short break. Please come back. Help me.
Just Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage. Just Between Us.
Welcome back to Just Between Us. And Sandy, our next topic will be?
Shortcomings.
Okay.
What is one of your shortcomings?
Martha?
Ooh. Don't start with me because I'm bad.
Well,
I just don't like people driving in the wrong situations, and that's one of my shortcomings.
Don't
where
ever
I
go to
just,
Monterey.
oh my God, I just like, you know, where did people learn to drive? You know, it really upsets me that you're going, you know, on your little old way and just somebody just goes shoom, right in front of you, no signal, no nothing. It just, that aggravates me.
Well, unfortunately, we have situations when it comes to the driving situation. We still have people that are talking on phones, that are texting, and there's road rage still. And that is a pet peeve, and it could take people's lives. So, therefore, you know, you get frustrated with them. I think you are in with a vast majority of people who just get completely and totally still upset and frustrated because people are not obeying the law when it comes to that.
But you know,
Well,
coming to Jackson is nothing compared to the big cities.
Oh, you better
You
believe
know,
it.
and I mean, even here in Jackson, sometimes it's like,
yeah, but till I moved to Jackson, I never saw so many people hug that center line.
Yeah.
And what scares me is the hay trucks and the logging trucks.
Right.
But I'm not kidding you. When I took my driving test, it was on the Pasadena freeway.
oh my God.
wow.
That was part of the test, was driving on the
Like
Pasadena freeway.
100 miles an hour.
And
Load.
but to me, I feel so much safer on freeways than I do surface streets.
See, I'm opposite.
Oh yes, freeways, especially in Los Angeles.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Lord, oh my gosh. Ugh.
you know, you look
I
5
went-
car lanes ahead. You got a hole, and you work your way over to it, and you know how to manipulate the cars because everybody's doing the same.
But
It's-
once you've been raised or you've been living in that, after 5-10 years,
You
you're
get
so
used
used
to
to it. It's just
The
it's
first
old.
time that I went through L.A. and it was like that, I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
oh,
It was awful.
Gary's
I
uncle
never
came out
went
for
back.
a visit. By the time we got him off the freeways, he had to have a drink, and he didn't drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Oh, yeah.
was
I know.
As long
I'm
as he's not
serious.
driving, I give him 2 or 3. What is one of your shortcomings?
I'm curt, and I have zero tolerance. Especially, I have no tact, zero tact. Absolutely, I don't like whiners, and it gets really obvious if I don't like somebody. My voice gets evidently. They tell me a tone that you can tell that I'm.
What? What?
Yeah.
Well, I think
I
all of
zero
us-
tact. Zero tact.
Well, I don't know if it's...
No, I can't say that
tech,
about
it's,
you.
It's...
Oh, you haven't
think
seen me in my.
I think all of us have certain, you know, tendency of going... Me, it's the look.
No, it's
like-
when I have to talk on the phone and
I
try to
need
get
more.
information, and it's really obvious that the person's frustrating me on the other end of the phone because
Oh, I'm really
I
good at
personally,
that.
to me, they're becoming an idiot. My tone of voice gets to, you know, like,
Okay,
it's a good thing I'm not in person
listen,
with you.
this is what I do when somebody calls me and they are knowing, after I nicely told them, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, and they go, but blah, blah, blah. Okay, I love my telephone because all I have to do is do this. Goodbye.
There you go. Well, for
I
me,
have no tact.
I
That's it.
I hang up on
You know?
yeah.
for me, I need more patience. I find that sometimes I lack a lot of patience.
Oh, I'm
And I'm terrible that way, and sometimes I speak before I think. And that's-
I do that all the time. I
Who,
insert
you?
yes, I insert my foot and swallow it all the way
I
up to
don't
the
know about
kneecap.
that.
I mean, it's another thing is I think for me, I think I can do it. I can do it better. I can do it, and I try to take things out of people's hands or stuff like that. Yeah, because I try to micromanage.
Yeah.
We can do a
Yeah.
whole
But you know
show
what?
on Sandy's
that-
cabbage.
Oh,
But
I
you
got
know
a
what?
ton of them.
But that's you and I were like in the same. We took the same avenue, and you had to be like that. Quick thinking. You had
Oh,
to
yeah.
do things.
Yeah.
So I know where you're coming from. Time to move on, my dear.
From shortcomings to divorce, which could lead
Too short.
shortcomings. Yeah.
Or terrorism there.
What do you find is acceptable to divorce somebody?
When do you find it is acceptable? I think that's what it's supposed to say. When do you
Define
find
it.
it would be acceptable to get a divorce? when your husband goes off and he's with somebody else, I think that would be perfectly acceptable. Or in the case of
Unless you're a
no,
polygamist.
no,
in any type of
no,
violence.
no. The thing that I always say, you have to see it for yourself.
Right.
Because people come and tell you gossip. Oh, did you know that? Oh, I saw your husband last night, blah, 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 blah.
That doesn't mean
You know,
anything. They could be out having, they could have run in and had dinner
Well,
with a friend or
to
whatever.
me, it's like, I have to see it myself. I am the greatest investigator.
We can recruit you for
I had
the alphabets.
I had 9 children, okay? They
Oh,
stopped
so
me.
you know.
My mother probably could have arrived you. She
know,
had a better spy
it's
system
like-
than the CIA
I'm-
keeping
But I
track
feel-
of
But
it.
I
feel
always
that-
feel that the way that somebody should, that it's okay to get a divorce is you have to prove it yourself, and you have to confront the person.
If you cannot, if you can mend it and you can forgive,
Right.
that's okay. But the one instance that I say that you should, that it's probably if there is a continuance of domestic violence and it's trickling down and it's
Yeah,
bothering the
that's a
children.
given.
I think that's a time that you need to put your foot down and say
But let
it
me tell
needs to
you,
go.
some women don't know that is domestic
Honest.
violence.
No,
Right.
to
You
them
know,
it's
right.
acceptable,
They
especially if they grow up
they
in it.
grow up like that.
Right.
I'm serious.
Well, and they say that a lot of times men will choose weak women because their mother was weak and they saw their father do this, and the same thing for girls. They will find a man that sometimes has that forcefulness because they've been used to that from their parents.
You know,
so you need to
it's
break that habit.
so amazing because when I was younger, I have always been the oldest in the family, okay, the children. But I am so lucky to have had my grandfather to taught me, to take care of myself.
Right.
He taught me how to fight. He taught me how to
Stick up for yourself.
Stick up for myself. He taught me how to watch out for somebody that was really, really bad.
Right.
Yeah.
And to how to talk them into coming down,
Mhm.
and not have them aggravate me anymore and make them look good,
Mhm.
instead of, talking about me or anything. My grandfather, I swear to you, I don't know where he came from, but to me, he was...
He's been your guardian angel.
No, he
But-
was just
but
so
the thing-
intelligent.
But see, the thing is today is that we're trying to give out situations, I should say, of when is it acceptable to get a divorce. We live in a society today that it's just irreconciled
they-
differences or insanity.
They
Well,
go get married thinking, well, if it doesn't work out, we'll
there
get a
you go,
divorce.
and a lot
of
It's
people
like,
do that.
Well, they
wow.
don't make, especially in today's younger society and stuff, they don't make a commitment. If something goes wrong, money, health, whatever, it's adios, arrivederci, ciao. And marriage is a lot of work.
Well, they don't see it
And-
as something sacred.
Yeah, I know.
anymore.
Well, that's because
They just
that's
don't. To me, the way that I see it, it's not something sacred
I grew up with
anymore.
2 major A personalities. Why they stayed married, I have absolutely no clue.
Because probably when no one was around, there was a marriage there.
There
There's an old saying.
and there was a 24-year age difference between the 2 of them.
But there's an old saying there. Nobody knows what goes on behind the doors
Trust me.
with 2 people,
Trust
me.
including the 2 people that live
Yeah,
behind
you
that
should
door.
know.
Yeah.
But, the thing is that, see my personality, how aggressive I am and how everybody thinks that I'm just, like, good at everything or think everything good. Well, when I was married to my husband, I was submissive to him. I mean, people didn't see it, but I was submissive to him in many ways because I might say, yeah, I'm the one that makes the decisions, but it wasn't true. I always asked my husband what was it
But you
that
were
he
brought
was
up in the
supposed-
old way. Today, I think today, I may be incorrect about this, but yeah, divorce is prevalent, obviously, because more people are open and honest about it. But I think that young kids today, because when they have children, the husband does a lot of the child rearing.
I don't think it's as
think
much
that
as
they're
you
more
think it
involved.
is. No, I
Really?
don't think.
See,
No,
I see a lot of
it
young men
depends.
involved with their families.
It could be, but I think it's the profession they go into. But
But if you get tired of somebody or you want to mess
that's
around
the,
or whatever,
that's the
it's like,
thing.
okay, let's
People
just
get
do
tired.
that.
People don't realize that you have to periodically through your marriage have to re-fall in love again with the person you're
Absolutely.
married to, because it becomes so.
So then do you think that it's
every day
because,
becomes
it's because
Monday.
both mom and dad are working and it's a rat race and the kids are into this, they're into that, and we got to take them here, we got to take them there. They forget about each other.
Well, look at how many people go up once the kids are gone, and they're
They split.
They split because they have absolutely nothing left.
Yeah.
Because the kids
Well-
were the only common denominator because they grew so far themselves. I read an article one time written by I think he was a psychologist. I don't know what he was, but he always says that in a marriage, the number one person is not your children; it's your spouse. Your children will leave and go away. They're secondary to the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So you give more attention to your spouse than you do your children, because they leave. But you're
right.
supposed to stay together with your spouse.
Well, I think when they're younger,
I
though,
always
that's
think,
kind of
I
hard
always
to do.
think, yeah, they live.
Well,
one,
yeah, but
one
you-
lives and three come back.
Yeah. According to my late father-in-law, that they
Change
never
the
left. They
locks
always keep
on
coming.
the door.
Yeah, they learned to pick them.
Yeah, really.
Or they
Yeah.
jimmy a window. They
I
come
always
back,
tell my
especially
kids, oh my
nowadays.
God, one-
Look at how many children are living back home because there's
Right.
no jobs.
Well,
they can leave
yeah.
college and it's hello. they're
And look
back.
how many
I
grandparents
see-
are raising
I
their
don't know.
grandkids.
Yeah, I
I
know.
see a lot of kids that are in their, 20s, mid-20s, and they still,
Live at home.
live at home and going to college. I like that.
I think that's great.
Well, that's,
think
you know,
we have to
smart.
take a.
But
we
as
have
long
to-
as they eventually
I want to
go,
say,
yeah.
before we go to a break, I want to say good morning to Diana. I love you dearly, and Raylene, I love you dearly. And we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
They will.
Just Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage. Now back to Just Between Us.
Welcome back to Just Between Us. I'm Susie from Volcano.
I'm Sandy from Jackson.
And I'm Martha from my own in Jackson.
Okay, girls, we're going to do our free-for-all today. Are you concerned about the water crisis? And if you are, what are you doing your part to save water and to be conservative, to conserve?
Oh yeah, I've cut back on my water, and we got 2 houses on the property, so our water bill is because I'm with Amador Water. But yeah, and if something dies, it dies. I can just pull it out. I'm just worried about what laws are going to be passed because of this water thing. I mean, if they were
Right.
going to have water police, like in Sacramento.
Well, basically they said,
Lodi does.
yeah,
Do they?
yeah.
Sacramento does, I know that.
I think that they're going to do. I think that if anything, not us. I think that the higher ups that control all of this have learned. Don't take your reservoir down to zilch when you're in the middle of a drought.
Oh, you mean like the ones they all release all the water before winter comes?
Right. And what they should do, they've got plenty of time.
Well,
now
it's
I've
all
heard.
called money.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
all
I heard this is supposed
money.
to be a dry winter, so
No, opposite.
Oh, really?
I think
God,
that,
I hope so.
I think that the almanac and a few of the weather forecasters have said that Southern Cal is going to get some good water this year. Northern California,
So they shouldn't take our water.
no.
Yeah, thanks.
Northern California should get normal or just under normal, but we will get more than we did last year. That's yet to be
But
seen.
honey, who are we to make those decisions? The people don't make the decisions anymore.
Well-
It's the people that got the money
Well, I heard
are the ones that make
well,
all
yeah,
those
but I
decisions.
heard that the governor is seriously thinking about signing an executive order limiting how much water people with wells can pump a day.
Right.
Ha, you gotta be kidding.
Well, but the thing is, now, I'm on a well,
Yeah, I heard
and
that
I
they
conserve,
supposed to
and
get up.
I am very conscious of water, because if my well goes dry, I don't turn on a faucet and get more pumped in. So I think that, and I know that it's been an issue, they're trying to tax people on wells. Well, if that's the case, then if something happens to my well, are you going to come up and replace it? You're going to dig for a new one. You're going to
Yeah,
replace
exactly.
parts. You're going to do all
Why-
that.
What
So-
gives you the right to do that to me?
Yeah,
You know?
no,
Well,
there is
It's my
no
will.
right.
No, that's where the executive order comes in. I mean, it's just a blanketed thing. It's bypassing legislature.
I want them to try to come to my property.
Well, I think the thing with the water
Don't
thing is
dare come
that
to my property.
even if you have good years with a lot of water, you still need to conserve.
Well-
we get to the point where we get stupid in our thinking and
Well,
and we
okay,
waste
let's
water.
face it. The reason why California is in this situation today is the simple fact that even though I belong to a couple of environmental groups, they have gotten too much power. We don't build reservoirs. We don't build dams.
and we need to.
We gotta. If I could figure out how to trap all that water that went down and flooded onto Arizona and had it routed over here. Do you know in Arizona you're not allowed to trap rainwater?
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, you can't capture the
No, I didn't know
rainwater
that.
that falls on your property
Why?
because it has to go back into the aquifer.
Ah.
So if you're having water coming off your roof and stuff like that and you want to trap it in barrels, it's against the law in Arizona.
Oh.
So it has to go back into the
Somebody
aquifer.
lost, I swear.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
the problem. Government
Yeah.
is the problem.
You know, every time they have a flood, like, you know, when the Mississippi overflows and
But
stuff like
then-
that, I could go, why don't they build, this will put a lot of jobs. Build a nice canal to California and just fill up in it. Get a
Well,
great big holding basin.
Look, Northern California, we're in a situation where, you know, we get that high keeps that low, or low keeps the high, and obviously Oregon and Washington, they're going to be getting hit like crazy. We're supposed to get something tonight. The thing is that when you've been born and raised and you live in California, or you've been in California for 30, 40 years, whatever, you start to understand and you get the picture. We cannot waste water. It is
Then-
liquid gold.
Why is everybody moving to California? I mean, let's face it. When they factor out how many gallons each person drinks a day or uses a day, and you got how many people in this, you know,
Right.
sucking up water, you know, let's, you know, go to Utah, you know.
Well, being a business myself, you know, everybody goes, why don't you just don't serve water to people? You know,
Upon request.
only upon request. But here I am. I give you chips and salsa. Okay.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
thirsty.
And
Well,
I should not
push
give you
the
water.
margaritas.
Yeah, push them.
No, in California,
Well, it's the
we had a...
same thing. It's liquid, you know,
back
it
in the
comes from
80s,
water.
back in the 80s when
you know.
Santa Barbara was burning because it
Right,
was
they
under
didn't have
drought
water.
and camera,
Right.
and in Los Angeles you couldn't get a glass of water unless you asked for it.
Okay, girl.
Well, I can understand that.
yeah,
but
yeah.
in
We're
a
going to move
Mexican
on, and we're going to
restaurant-
do our scenario. You ready for our
Okay.
scenario?
Throw
Okay.
it at us.
You have been asked to make an award presentation to someone who you know came to receive this honor under false pretenses. Now, you've been approached by a few other people who know that this honor is under suspicion, and they asked you to go to the powers that be and discuss the situation on why you feel this way. Now, do you take it upon yourself to discuss this and go to the higher up? And remember now, you have been asked to do this, and if this does take place and you go to the higher people that made this decision, that you can be exposed to the recipient of stepping forward and looking like a villain and cause future problems for yourself. So, do you forge ahead and make the presentation, or do you take the feelings of the others that have come forward to you and have talked to you to discuss this and take it to the powers that be, or you just go on and make the presentation and get your personal feelings out of the way and just
I investigate.
act like you're not
Yeah.
being judgmental. Just do it to it, and then at a later time with others you go to the higher that be, the powers that be, and say, hey, look, we were upset about this. So this is the scenario. What do? Do you make the presentation and don't say a word? Do you stick your neck out and go to the higher powers that be, and with knowing that you could be exposed and cause problems for yourself down the road?
If I have to go to the President of the United States
Well, good
and ask
luck.
the questions, you know.
Or do you just go ahead and make the award presentation and then
It's
go to
what I
the
believe.
powers that be after
Okay,
and say,
after I investigate,
Yeah.
and I find out whatever the situation was, and if I feel within myself that it's wrong,
Right.
I won't do it. I will not put myself in a situation like that.
If
It's my opinion.
if I investigated and found out that it was accurate that the person did not receive,
Right.
should not receive the award, I would go to the
Powers that be?
No, I go to the recipient.
Would you?
Yes, and I would tell them I know, and I think you should decline the award
Well,
graciously.
That's a good side.
Graciously, or I will inform the powers that be and the press that you are not.
Because I know that and we see it.
Unless you're a politician, then you go to the person and says, I'll hand you the award, but you're going to do quid pro quo to me.
Well, yeah, that happens all
You
the
know,
time.
you know.
But you know, there have been people that you think, what the hell were they thinking?
I can think of a few right now.
Yeah, that they gave them that award when there's so many other people that are so worthy, and you think, wait a minute here, there's something not right.
And we're not talking Academy Awards, Emmys, or
No.
something.
But then when you see somebody who has worked hard and somebody that has earned their award, business person of the year, you say, oh, that's so cool. She deserves it. She's,
There's a lot you could go with bend a lot of scenarios. You could say that this person really doesn't, deserve this award. However, past things that the person does was never recognized, and it's okay. It's like
All of us deserve awards.
I
don't,
But I would go to the
volunteers,
recipient and let them know that
anybody that does any work for a community, I feel that they should be awarded, not just certain people.
right.
Like when I became
En
the
masse.
business person of the
A
year,
lot of persons.
and
Yeah, a lot of
to
people.
me, I just feel that everybody deserves the
Except
credit.
deceptive is the ego thing.
Yeah, it's not an ego
Yeah,
thing
no,
for me.
but I mean, there's
You
some
know,
people that actually do
felt-
good work simply because they're stroking their own ego.
You know what
and
I
it's
said?
for the latter
You know what
thing.
I said? I said, oh my God, now I can die in peace. I feel like I was at my own funeral. Everybody's talking good about me when I'm still alive.
Oh God, I don't want to say what they think of
That was a beautiful night.
Thank you,
I
Susie.
think,
You were there. Thank you
oh
for
yeah,
being
oh my
there.
gosh, I wouldn't be anywhere but there. It was so nice. But the thing is that I think that, like, even when you had your anniversary, you saw so many people, including your children, say, she's my idol. I mean, it was just everybody said the same thing over and over and over again because they know.
Nobody came to me to tell me I didn't deserve it, though.
No, but I mean,
in
this scenario, I'm thinking, major.
But you know what? That's smart. I didn't even think about that. Going to the recipient and say, hey, you know what? There's a couple people out there, or a few people have met with me.
Explain.
And you need to, they're not very happy that you're getting this.
Explain it to me, Ricky.
And I noticed that you got this under false pretenses, and I'm not happy about it. I don't know if I could do that. I can do this, though. I can take us to a break.
Just Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage. And now back to Just Between Us.
Welcome back, and we're ready for our hot topic. Ladies, ready?
Ready?
Okay. Do you feel we are going to get more lone wolf attacks due to these kids and people signing up and joining these terrorist groups? Or do you think that we're going to get a handle on it, and through chatter and through different means of not spying, but communication or whatever, that we're going to finally get a handle on this? Or is this going to be
I think-
the thing of the future?
I think, because you're going to find every crackpot in the world who feels disenfranchised going onto these websites.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to start buying into the rhetoric, whatever Al-Qaeda or ISIS or any of the other affiliated groups. And it's going to appeal to them
At first.
or permanently. And if they can't get, because that was what was happening to, like, the guy in Canada, Canada pulled his passport, which we don't do here in the United States. They pulled his passport and he couldn't get out of the country. he wanted to get to Syria
Mhm.
to fight with ISIS. Well, he couldn't get to Syria, so he attacked at home. I think what you're going to find is you're going to have people who are going to try to impress the masters in Syria or wherever they're headed.
It's like those two girls that...
From Colorado try to get to...
No, the other two girls that are there, and they allowed her to call home. They both want to come home so bad. They're never going to come
Well,
home.
evidently the rhetoric coming out of
There's two-
ISIS,
the two
they're
that
appealing to girls and women.
Because they want them to have children
breed.
and they want them to babysit. The other two girls that were over and they sent back were Syrian, raised here, but they wanted to go over there and fight with ISIS. And one of the clues was that they had a one-way ticket, and their dad noticed that their passports were gone and their $2,000 were
But
missing.
where is the parents on these children? I'm not okay. It's one thing when you become an adult and stuff like that, but it's another thing if you're quote unquote in the teenager. And how does two girls get money, get their passports, and boogie out to Syria? Excuse me, why doesn't somebody notice they're not here at table for dinner?
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
Because nobody has dinner at the table.
Evidently.
so. I think that if there's a will, there's a way with these kids, and I think a lot of times it's the Eddie Haskell syndrome. Hi, Mom, I'm going to go stay over so-and-so's house. I'm going to go spend the weekend or whatever. They get on a plane, they're gone before their parents even know they're gone.
How in the heck do they get on?
Well, first of all, they've got these kids had passports.
They must have been over 18.
But I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what their age is. Because TSA, if I was TSA and I saw two 14-year-olds trying to get on the, on an airline
with a one-way ticket
without parents, I'm sitting there going, this is a little flag. Let me, especially if you said they were Syrian.
I don't know a lot about this ISIS. I don't know a lot about all of this that is happening because I'm too busy taking care of my family.
You don't watch news 24 hours a day like I do.
I don't watch the news like you guys do.
No, but you have an opinion on
I have an
this
opinion
terrorist.
on definitely I do. And I do listen enough information about what I can do to protect my family.
Mm-hmm.
But when I listen that these girls went, I mean, I don't know how old they are. I don't know. I can't make.
All I heard was teenagers, so I don't know their age.
Right now, I think that we're lucky because it's like a dozen that have been that
14
were
and 15.
That's what I'm saying.
There's something there.
We always supposed to know where our children are. I don't care if they with a friend. When my kids went to spend the night with a friend or something, well, I should not say that because my kids never went to spend the night at anybody's house. If they wanted to have friends, they would come over.
Well, what about
I don't think that's happening.
What about this situation with these two girls? We find this a lot. The parents are foreign, okay, and they come over here.
But they have a more stricter, especially Muslims are very much more stricter with their girls.
Some do and some don't. And it could be a situation where, like I said, these girls, maybe there was a hiatus at school, and these girls said, Mom, we're going to go, and can we spend the weekend with so-and-so? And their parents, we'll give them a little
14
freedom.
and 15.
I don't. In a Muslim household, I sincerely doubt it. Unless they were like third or fourth generation here. I don't know.
The parents agree for them to do it.
Yeah, but
there are some radical people out there.
I know, but
I cannot make decisions for somebody else, but I just don't understand how.
I think that
How can some child get on a plane in the United States and do that?
Well, what about the kid that was in the wheel well that lived and wanted to fly back to see his mother? I mean, if there's a will, there's a way.
Well, sure, there's a will, there's a way.
Well,
I think
we need to beef up security again. We are too darn laxed.
Well,
we've got things going on in this. If people think that ISIS is not here, and they're not going to attack.
ISIS is here. ISIS is coming here. ISIS is coming across both borders.
Yes,
ISIS is coming in. ISIS is spreading through.
Through
the world.
What is it that they want? what is
They
ISIS one?
They want to go back to
they
a
want.
caliphate that was like before the Crusades.
Right.
That's what they want.
So what does that mean?
They want to go back to the 12th century.
Either you do things your way or you're the enemy.
It's their way or the highway, and basically, but the highway is death.
And that's their motto. They want these young kids that they're recruiting, especially from the United States. They want them. They want.
It's
why? Why don't they keep their stuff in their own country?
Because
why
that's
do
not
we
the way it
have
is.
to
Because
be?
they want to convert
They wanna-
everybody
they wanna
over
control.
to their. Because
They want to rule the world again. We got to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Are you kidding?
Just Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage. And now back to Just Between Us.
Thank you for spending this time with us. You can reach us at 223-4877. You can fax us at 223-4866. Or you can email us at bookme@tspntv.com. And thank you so much for spending some time with us today. Ladies, it was fun.
Thank you.
We had some good topics. We got some heated topics and
Kinda.
stuff. Yeah, I think that we just have to be...
And I did not hit a 6.
You did not hit that.
All I ask is for people to be informed before you vote. Thank you.
Oh my God, that's another whole topic.
I know.
Oh my God, we should have talked about that. And I'm looking forward to the rain today. Oh my God.
Yes,
Oh,
it should be nice. We're
I'll
gonna have
believe
rain
it.
tonight.
The rain the other day, which was about 2 minutes long,
I'll go collect some rain and make you some margaritas.
I want to say thank you for joining us today. Martha wants to give besitos to her family.
Every
Sandy
day.
wants to wish her hubby a nice day. And I want to tell everybody that watched the show today, thank you very much. I love you, Raylene. I love you, Diana. I love my husband, Johnny, if he's out there watching.
Oh, I love you too, John.
Yeah, I know. I love you girls. So we will see you
Adios.
next week.
Bye.
Adios. Ciao.